McGuire steps up, gets rid of it as he throws over the middle, and it's complete to Lenoir. Lance Lenoir with the first down reception, and a big one up across the 30.
A laser to the senior from Crete-Monee, Lance Lenoir.
So Lance Lenoir on his 10th reception of the game gets his first touchdown of the season. McGuire with a deep drop, steps up, fires deep one-on-one, complete inside the 10, and Lance Lenoir has a first down and goal at the 4.
A smart football play by Lance Lenoir Jr.
What a day for Lance Lenoir. He got back to his form that he did last year. He got back to the basics today. 11 receptions, 231 yards, and a touchdown. And the Leathernecks have won it by a final count of 34-20.
Welcome back to another episode of the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show, presented by the College Gridiron Showcase and Symposium, taking place January 7th through 11th. I am your host, Chris Shanafelt, and joining the show now is somebody who had quite a few big moments last week, finishing with a career-high 11 receptions for over 230 yards and a touchdown in the Western Illinois Leathernecks 34-20 victory over Northern Arizona. It's a pleasure to welcome back onto the show wide receiver Lance Lenoir. And Lance, we really appreciate you dialing in. How would you assess the play of yourself and your team as a whole 2 games into the season with victories over Eastern Illinois and Northern Arizona?
Thank you for having me first off. But it's been a great 2 games so far. You know, we've been working hard. We feel real confident going in. We worked hard over fall camping in the summer, so now just the hard work is paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely is, and you could see that in those first 2 games, and obviously your performance in this second game against Northern Arizona. I really wasn't sure what to expect as a whole. I mean, Northern Arizona coming in, last year they had the freshman of the year at quarterback, Case Cookus. They have a pretty good wide receiver over there as well in Emmanuel Butler. Overall, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, but you guys had yourself a very big game, you individually, and then obviously as a team. What were you seeing in the Northern Arizona defense that allowed you to attack them through the air? And obviously, whenever you got the ball in your hand, obviously made big plays. What were you guys seeing in defense that allowed that?
Well, first off, we knew they had a nice secondary, but their corners were kind of small, so we kind of used it to our advantage because, you know, we kind of have bigger receivers. Also, they have a great linebacker and a great safety. So we kind of knew that they was going to also D-line. So we knew they was going to fill the box up with our running back, Steve McShane, after having a tremendous game versus EIU. So we knew they were trying to, you know, fit the box. So we knew we had to make plays out in the perimeter. So we just, you know, our numbers were called and we stepped up and did what we did.
Is this the best game that you've had, you know, even dating back to your high school days? Where does this one rank? Again, a huge performance, 11 receptions, 231 yards, and a touchdown. It seemed like every time you got the ball in your hands, you were going for a big gain.
Yeah, I'll say it was probably my best game out of my college career. And just based off just, you know, my veteran experience, you know, my knowledge and everything I've learned through the past 4 years, and now I can duplicate on the field, make me a better player.
And of course, with that ridiculous performance, Lance, you became Western Illinois' all-time leader in receptions with now 209, receiving yards with 2,949. You'll probably crack 3,000 this week. And receiving touchdowns with 22. Have you allowed yourself to look back at the career that you've had so far and the journey that you've been on, or is that something that may not happen until your collegiate career is officially over?
Like I said, it's been a great college experience, and without my success, I wouldn't be where I'm at without my teammates. So I have to give a shout out to, you know, my quarterback Sean and both Trent, also Joey Borsellino, and also the rest of my receiver teammates. You know, they've stepped up big and made plays and created separations for me to do what I do. So I give a huge, you know, thanks, credit to them, because without them, I wouldn't be where I am.
And some big weapons on that offense, to say the least, and we've seen it so far in these first two games of the season. Now, Lance, we hear so much about Eastern Washington's Cooper Kupp, and everybody's crowning him as the best wide receiver in the country. I'm curious to hear your answer to this. I mean, do you have anything to say about that? I feel that we don't hear your name in that conversation, at least not as much as we should when it comes to those top wide receivers in the FCS. I mean, how do you feel you're looked at throughout the nation?
I don't really look into that. I just know I've heard of him. He's a real deal. I have to give him credit when credit is due. He's a great receiver, as well. So I'm not surprised by his accomplishments, because I've kind of watched film on him too, and see how he compares to me. So I don't really pay attention to the critics or what they say, or I have my name got this much buzz. I kind of just do my job and let everything else play out. But as far as Cooper Kupp, yeah, he is the real deal, and I definitely give my hat off to him.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, a couple more double-digit reception games and 100-plus, 200-plus receiving yard games. I'm sure we'll hear a lot more about Lance Lenoir through the media. Of course, I'm trying to do what I can. I think you're a fantastic wide receiver. I mean, and it obviously shows throughout what you've been able to do in your now a little over 3 years in Macomb. We do have the wide receiver, Lance Lenoir of the number 13 ranked Western Illinois Leathernecks, joining us here on the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show presented by the College Gridiron Showcase. And Lance, how far has the Western Illinois football program come since you arrived in Macomb back in 2013? I know those first couple of years were tough, but last year you guys make an appearance in the FCS playoffs, and now here you guys are ranked number 13, and I know obviously you guys expect to only go up from here.
Yes, it's been a tremendous change since my freshman year to now. I know I remember my freshman year, coming in, the team wasn't very had a great bond or good chemistry, and over the years it started gradually get better. And in my junior year last year, which really would tip the hat for us. We started coming together as a team. Players, everybody knows everybody. We hang out, do everything on and off the field, and we all push each other to make each other better. So I knew coming in my junior and my last year, was my senior year. Now I knew it was going to be a great year because of how much hard work we put in, and it's just a different environment now. I can honestly say 2 years ago it wasn't like this, but now. The chemistry, the team bond is totally different. So, and that comes part of our success on game day.
And you know what? I mean, your guys' offense has been one of the more impressive offenses in all the FCS, in my opinion, both through the air and on the ground. You mentioned his name earlier, running back Steve McShane. In my opinion, he's been one of the more impressive players in all the FCS. I mean, I really did not see this coming out of him, especially with the big void there at running back with Nico Watson, of course, graduating last season. Of course, quarterback Sean McGuire, it seems like he has it going on right now too. And then just looking at the wide receiver depth, I'm not so sure there's any team that is as deep as you guys at the receiver position in the FCS. I know that we're only 2 games in, Lance, but is this the best offense that you've been a part of since you've been in Macomb?
Yes, I can honestly say that it is the best offense. We got so many playmakers and weapons around us. Like I said, Steve McShane, he's a great running back, and he's gonna get his yards, get his open space, and make the best of it. So I know I can definitely count on him. And Sean, Sean is a tough kid, a tough quarterback, and that's the kind of guy you want leading your offense. He puts the ball make great throws. He's mobile, he can move around, and I know down the stretch I can count on him. And as far as our receivers, we got a lot of weapons. We got guys who typically don't start for us can start anywhere in the FCS. So and they're great contributors. And like I said, without them I wouldn't be who I am. So they kind of help my success.
And it seems like in that wide receiver core, you all have different traits and different qualities to obviously have an impact on the team. I mean, nonetheless, a very talented group, to say the least. Now, this is head coach Charlie Fisher's first year with the Leathernecks. He has over 30 years of coaching experience. And of course, he spent the last 2 years in Richmond coordinating a very high-powered offense over there. How's it been like playing for Coach Fisher so far, and what does he bring to the side of the ball that just makes things click?
He brings the best out of you. That's one thing I can say. He brings the best out of all of our guys. Like you said, he's had a great coaching career, and for the few months that I've met him, he's been nothing but great to me. So I'm glad that it's my last year here, and he's here to fill in them shoes to help push Western to the playoffs and win a national championship. And I think we got the right coaches, and we're in the right spot with the right players, and we're gonna make a run for it this year.
With that said, this week you guys have a big game on the road against an 0-3 Northern Illinois team who has one of the best running backs and one of the top wide receivers in the MAC. Have you guys focused on NIU much? I know we're still early in the week. What can you tell me about the upcoming game? What are you guys to do in order to escape DeKalb with a victory?
We've been focused on NIU since our bye week last. We've been watching film on them, and also, but most importantly, we worry about us. Making sure we do our jobs and do our 111. Because Coach always preaches. It's not more about them; it's more about us. So if we do everything right, which we're supposed to do, we'll come out with a great outcome. Because our confidence is high, and we're playing great. So we're more focused on us, but we're watching them, scheming on them. But at the same time, we're making sure we're ready and we're prepared, and we'll let everything else play out.
As a senior on the team, Lance, how do you make sure some of the younger guys on the team kind of keep a level head, being 2-0? Now you guys are going up against a MAC opponent. How do you make sure you guys stay focused and just take it game by game?
And that's the thing about it. Our young guys are pretty mature, and that's one thing that I was shocked with. Them guys have came from great high school teams, so they know what it takes to win and know what it has to do to keep winning. So, but the older guys kind of stay in their ear, preach to them, tell them to stay humble, stay focused. We got lots of work to do, a lot of work to do. This is just a stepping stone, but we want that big trophy at the end of the year. So all this right now is it's great, great for the team, great for the university, but we know what our goal is, and that's what we're trying to aim towards.
Well, Lance, congratulations on a fantastic start to your senior year and writing your name all over the Western Illinois Leathernecks football record book. Really looking forward to seeing how you guys perform against the Northern Illinois Huskies this week. Again, really appreciate your time. Anything else for us before I let you go?
No, thank you for having me.
There he goes. That is, again, one of the top wide receivers. I think this is a guy that needs his name to be thrown in the conversation a bit more when talking about the top wide receivers in the FCS. That's Lance Lenoir, Western Illinois. We hear a lot about Cooper Kupp, Jake Weinicke of South Dakota State, and rightfully so, or even the state of Illinois, Anthony Warren over at Illinois State. But I think Lance Lenoir, turn on the tape. I think everybody will be very impressed with what they see, especially if you turn on the tape from their last game against Northern Arizona. Again, the all-time leader in just about everything when it comes to receiver stats, all-time leader in receptions, receiving yards, downs. Lance Lenoir joining me here on the NUC NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show.